Have you ever woken up from a dream where you had a sexual encounter with someone and wondered why you had that dream? Maybe it was with someone you know. Maybe it was with a stranger. Perhaps it was with your ex, your partner, or someone you never expected to see in such a dream. If that is you, then in today's video, I will take you through 5 spiritual, biblical, and physical meanings of having sex in your dreams, and I will explain to you what these different situations could mean. Let's get into it. 1. Dreams about having sex with someone you know. If you dreamt about having sex with someone you know, especially someone you are not romantically involved with, don't immediately assume that you secretly want that person. Spiritually, a dream like this may represent a connection, influence, attraction, emotional attachment, or something about that person that has become significant in your life. Sometimes the person in that dream may represent a quality or characteristic that you associate with, rather than the actual person involved. From a spiritual perspective, however, if the dream is disturbing or keeps repeating, it may be a reason to examine your relationships, your boundaries, and the influences around you. Biblically, sexual intimacy is presented as something powerful and significant, particularly within marriage. Genesis 2:24 describes the two becoming one flesh. So biblically, we should be careful about interpreting a sexual dream as a direct message from God. Scripture does not teach that every sexual dream means you have a spiritual connection with the person you saw. Physically, the dream may simply be connected to attraction, curiosity, memories, emotional closeness about something you recently saw, or thoughts that your mind processed while sleeping. 2. Dreams about having sex with your ex. Now, what if you dream about having sex with your ex? It could be your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, ex-husband or wife. Spiritually, this can represent an attachment to the past that you may need to examine. It doesn't necessarily mean you are supposed to return to that particular relationship. The dream may be bringing your attention to something from that relationship that you have not completely released or gotten rid of. Biblically, Philippians 3:13 encourages us to forget what is behind and press forward towards what is ahead. That does not mean you should pretend your past never happened. It means you should not allow the past to control your present. So if your ex keep appearing in your dreams, it may be worth asking whether there is something emotionally unresolved that you need to deal with. Physically, this can happen because your brain has stored years of memories, emotions, conversations, and experiences involving that person. 3. Dreams about having sex with a stranger. What if you have a sexual dream involving someone you don't know? This is very important. This is very serious, and I need you to pay attention to this. Spiritually, a stranger in a dream like this can sometimes represent the unknown, something unfamiliar entering your life, an influence you don't understand, or a situation you need to approach with discernment. Most demonic orchestrations and manipulations occur through instances like this, so don't take dreams like this for granted in any way. If the dream leaves you uncomfortable or disturbed, don't immediately assume that something supernatural has happened to you. Instead, pray to God for direction and examine what is happening in your life. Biblically, Proverbs 4:23 says, "Guard your heart because what flows from it affects your life." This can remind us to pay attention to the things we allow into our minds, our relationships, and our environment. Physically, dreaming about a stranger can simply be your brain creating character from fragments of faces, memories, lust, images, emotions, or even romantic movies. 4. Dreams about having sex with your partner or spouse. If you dream about having sex with your spouse or a romantic partner, the meaning can be different. It varies. Spiritually, this may reflect intimacy, emotional closeness, deep desire for connection, or the strength of the relationship. If the relationship has recently experienced distance or conflict, the dream could also reflect your desire to reconnect. Biblically, marriage is presented as a covenant relationship, and Hebrews 13:4 speaks of honoring marriage and keeping the marriage bed pure. Physically, this can simply be a result of attraction, affection, sexual desire, or your normal thought experiences within a relationship. Sometimes a dream like this is simply a dream. Not every sexual dream carries a hidden spiritual message. 5. A sexual dream that keeps repeating again and again. This is something you should pay attention to. Spiritually, repeated dreams may cause you to stop and examine what is happening in your life spiritually and emotionally. If the dream consistently leaves you afraid, guilty, or disturbed, take it to God in prayer rather than becoming obsessed with trying to interpret every detail. Something may be happening to your spirit or soul in the realms of the spirit, so pay attention. Ask God for wisdom, peace, and self control. Biblically, 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. So don't allow recurring dreams to convince you that you are powerless or that something terrible is about to happen to you. Physically, recurring sexual dreams can be influenced by stress, hormones, sexual thoughts, memories, relationships, media consumption, romantic movies, loneliness, or other things happening in your everyday life. Sometimes, the repetition simply means that your brain continues to process the same subjects over and over again because you constantly engage in that particular thing. And this is why you should never automatically conclude that I had a sexual dream, therefore it means something spiritual must have happened to me. No. All you need to do is to look at the person involved in such a dream, the circumstance, your emotions, whether the dream repeats, and analyze what is happening in your real life. Use these to assess and analyze your dreams. If the dream is troubling you, pray about it, examine your life, and seek wisdom and discernment from God. If a particular sexual dream of yours wasn't covered in these 5 examples, tell me what happened in the comments and I will help you interpret it. Share your specific dreams below because there are many different circumstances that can completely change the interpretation of dreams like this. And if you want more dream interpretations, don't forget to like our videos, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, pay attention to your dreams, seek wisdom, and never allow fear to control you.